I had a parishioner once ask, "What is Maundy Thursday?" And I didn't know. I just didn't know. It was very early in my ordained ministry. So I did some research. It was a great question. And on this Thursday in Holy Week, this Maundy Thursday, we gather to hear the mandatum from Jesus, from which the Latin Maundy is derived. Mandatum, or command. The command. So it is Command Thursday. Now, what command did Jesus give to his disciples as they gathered together in the upper room? Well, actually, it was two commands given as Jesus gathered with those that he loved dearly. The first command was demonstrated as love in motion. Love in motion. The second was a spoken command. The first came as preparation and before the sharing of the Passover meal. From Mark's Gospel, we hear, Jesus got up from the table, took off his outer robe, tied a towel around himself, and he began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel that was tied around him. After he had washed their feet, he said to them, "If I, your Lord, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have set you an example that you also should do as I have done to you. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You should love one another. I washed your feet. You washed the other's feet." By the way, this story is in more than one gospel. I encourage you to go look for it and read all the translations. Love one another as I have loved you, says Jesus, with a servant's towel wrapped around his waist. He becomes the servant of the bath. I love that phrase. He becomes the servant of the bath for those that he loves. Dropping to his knees, he takes in his hands that feet that are rough, they are blistered, they are dirty, smelly, and calloused. My experience with feet like this is when I walked the Camino de Santiago 10 years ago. And boy, were my feet calloused, blistered, smelly, dirty. And at the end of the day, there were times I was afraid to pull my sock off because I didn't know how much skin might come off with it. Now, those were in the early part of the journey because they healed up. My feet got tough, which was a wonderful thing. And those tough feet helped get me through as far on the Camino as I got. I did not walk all the way to Santiago. I made 182 miles, and I thought that was pretty good. I'd take it. He washes and dries those feet with a towel tied around his waist, preparing them for the meal, which is to come. And in these motions, we see the first mandate, the first command. And I'm just going to break it down for you again. Love one another like this. Handle gently those that you love. Handle gently. Serve those who need your tender care. Touch those who are worn and weary. Sometimes it doesn't take much of a touch, just a little tap on the shoulder to say, I love you and I know you're weary. Help renew and refresh those who have walked in the dust and mire of the smelliest trenches that life has to offer. Know that I've come among you, says Jesus, as one who serves. And boy, did that make the disciples uncomfortable. It's just, oh my goodness, what are you doing? Lord, I want to worship a Lord. I want to worship the mighty. And this does not look like the mighty to me. And I'm sure they were uncomfortable, as they were, if you remember, when Mary washed his feet and dried them with her hair. I have come among you, he says. Know that I've come among you as one who serves. Love one another as I am loving you. So this was love in motion. The second command we hear in the letter of Paul to the Corinthians. While they were eating, Jesus took a loaf of bread, and this is in Matthew as well. Jesus took a loaf of bread, and after blessing it, he broke it, gave it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body, which is given for you. This is the cup, he said, after eating the bread. He took that cup. This is a cup. Drink from it, all of you, everybody. This is my blood of the covenant. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. And these powerful words, do this for the remembrance of me. And we will come to the table soon to do this in remembrance of Jesus. The mandatum of Jesus, the Maundy Thursday tonight of Jesus. Love one another as I have loved you. Do this in remembrance of me. In his words, we hear the power and the promise of the second mandate. As you love one another, do this in remembrance of me. Jesus commands us to come to the table. He commands us to come together to the table to receive bread blessed in his name, to drink from the cup and be reminded that he poured out his life for us. He put up no resistance. Why do we come even now? You might ask yourself that question. Why do we come even now? Every time we come to the table. My brothers and sisters, I would say that we come because in whatever way you feel it, in whatever way you experience it, Jesus is here. Jesus is not out there somewhere. Jesus rose again. Yes, we hear those words all the time. Jesus is here. That's a hard concept to grasp. Sometimes you can't think it, you just have to feel it. You just have to know that it's true. Jesus is a presence beyond words. What a comfort that is. Jesus is a presence beyond words. A mystery beyond description. Jesus is here, and when we come, we are part of that first holy meal, a part of that family. We are Jesus' beloved, and he is with us as we obey the command, do this in remembrance of me. So this is a commandment of Maundy Thursday. This is the night we hear the most important instructions that Jesus would impart to those he loved just before his death. I come amongst you as one who serves. Therefore, love one another as I have loved you. And come to the table and do this in remembrance of me. Amen.